Media.
This is Kenny McCormick, CEO of Celtic Fish, and your host of Geek Speak, sponsored by Data. Thank you for listening on KFOY 1060 AM or on the web at americanmatters.us. Now let's get to the show. Hey everybody, it's today that I have two guests, which is amazing. Beautiful Kathy Luttrell.
Thank you.
And okay-looking Steve Sikora.
Yeah, not so beautiful.
No. Sorry. No, Kathy and Steve are really good friends of mine. We actually opened up a business that we'll be talking about today called Destruct Tech. And
Tech.
I think you guys will... It's not District Tech?
No, it's Destruct Tech.
No, just kidding. But as I had told you guys before, when we first started the show, or before the show, I gave you a little heads up about the rapid fire questions.
Right.
So we're going to go ahead and do that. Yeah, don't freak out. Be ready.
All right.
All right. What is your full name?
My full name or the company's full name?
Your full name.
I'm not going to share that with you because that's PII.
Oh, okay. Well, then you're just Steve the PII.
I'm Steve. Steve Sikora. You can have that much. That's not my
okay.
full name.
Kathy Luttrell.
Perfect. And what's the business name?
Destruct Tech LLC.
Perfect. What is your guys' profession?
Go ahead, Steve.
I'm the chief executive for Destruct Tech.
And within Destruct Tech, I am the VP of Sales.
Perfect. And previous kinds of jobs?
HR systems. And I also own another business here in the Reno Sparks area called Sport Clips. I own the one over at franchise over at Legends Outlets.
Oh, and I worked in healthcare and have worked in healthcare for 30 years, hospitals and healthcare, infusion, sales training, management.
Perfect. And who do we want to start with? Family. Tell me about your family.
I've got a lovely wife, Elizabeth, and two children that are more than a handful. So
All right. Well, tell
two
them
boys,
why.
two baby boys.
You gotta give them that,
We adopted both of them,
Yes.
and they're fantastic. We love them to death.
All right. Give them the high. Make sure that they know
Hey.
they're on the radio.
Hey, Mikey. Hey, RJ.
And the wifey, gotta tell her she's beautiful.
Hey, Elizabeth. You're beautiful.
There we go. How about you, Kathy?
I am very happily married to Thomas Luttrell. Hi, honey. And I have 4 daughters and 2 sons. We have a big family. We have a handful of grandchildren and even 2 great-grandchildren.
Oh my goodness.
Big family.
You're not old enough to have
I
grandchildren.
am. I started.
What, like 12?
Thank you. No, a little older than that.
Okay, sure. All right. So, who's your favorite superhero?
I like, I don't know if he's a superhero, but I like Iron Man.
He's a superhero in my book.
Okay.
I'm going to go with the X-Men. Nightcrawler is my favorite.
Why?
When I was a little boy and we went to Disney World one year, I picked up one of the Nightcrawler limited series, #1. I picked it up and it made me laugh to all get out. And then I read the rest of the series and I was hooked ever since.
Perfect. What are your hobbies?
My hobbies, when I have time, I love to read, I love to garden, and I've been known to love to cook.
Nice.
Mine is, I've got a couple geeky things. One, obviously, and I know there's plenty of other geeks out to do this, which is model railroads. And another one that is even geekier is online simulated football, text simulation football.
Excellent!
All right. What keeps you up at night?
Probably the white light on my cell phone. That's what I've been told.
Right on. How about you, Steve?
Insomnia.
No,
That'll do it too.
that'll do it too. Okay, who's the biggest geek you'd want to have drinks with? Excluding this guy.
I'm going to have to say all of my high school friends. It's been a while since we've all gotten together for a drink due to COVID, and I'd love to go see them again. And there's, Jeff, Wally, Shane, Steve, all you guys. Joe, miss you guys.
Well, I have a very, very smart daughter. We don't drink, but we would love to get together. She's my favorite. Her name is Mary Jane Garza.
What? No water? You don't drink water?
I do drink water, yes.
There you go. That's a drink.
Diet Pepsi, too.
I don't know what you were assuming. This is a PG atmosphere.
That's
we only
right.
drink water in this place.
Yes, with lemon once in a while.
Yes. Apple or Android phones?
Apple.
Apple.
Horrible people.
Kenny's an Android guy.
Mac or PC?
PC.
PC.
Okay. Half okay.
Can't afford a Mac yet.
You don't want one because I won't support you. How old were you when you got your first computer?
I was going into college, so I would have. It's probably 17, 18.
Wow, I was probably like 37. I don't remember.
So last year?
Yeah, last year.
Last year,
Couple
all right.
Years
All
ago.
right. DC or Marvel?
Marvel.
Oh, Marvel for sure.
Okay.
Yes.
And favorite board game?
Scrabble.
Monopoly.
How about you?
Monopoly?
Okay.
Yeah, I'm boring. Yeah.
Yeah.
I actually like Monopoly. I like Risk too.
Risk is a good one.
Risk
Yeah.
is good.
There's some newer ones out too, like Settlers of Catan, that are also fun, but they don't fall into kind of that classic ones that come first to mind.
Yeah. Kenley and has gotten me hooked on. Kenley's my middle daughter. Just for the listeners, I know you two know. The emoji game.
Oh no.
Oh, fun.
So that's weird. And then we've been also playing Pandemic.
I like Pandemic. I like that one. Another good one that we got to play with the kids is Ghost Fighting Treasure Hunters. It's it's everything it's billed to be.
That just sounds weird.
Ghost fighting and treasure hunters.
Do you need a Tesla tester? We have one in the office. You
Yes.
can walk around and test. We had someone borrow it, by the way, to do that.
Did we?
Yeah. All right. So now we'll get back to you guys in a little bit. Probably after the break. I'm gonna hit the news real quick. And maybe. All right. So the top story for today is Disney Plus has released the first episode of Loki. I'm excited about this.
Is it Loki or Loki?
I don't know.
I think it's Loki.
I think it's Loki too.
It's Loki. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's Thor's evil brother.
That's
Yes.
right. Yeah, adopted.
Yes. No. You know, I actually have a sales guy in Vegas. He goes by Loki.
Yeah.
I don't know if I've ever told you guys about him. I think it's the weirdest thing, but
No,
it's
and please
funny.
don't.
Yeah, he's a little weird. And then, which we'll get more, or we'll start talking more about later, is the Federal Trade Commission is responsible for enforcing the disposal rule, which requires company to properly dispose of personally identifiable information, or PII, on computer hard drives and other digital media, which is exactly why I brought you guys on today.
Oh.
We love talking about destruction because that's what we do in the company.
Right.
I am a partner in it, so full disclosure, anyone out there, yes, I am doing it for marketing. No, just kidding. I actually think this is a great episode for Destruct Tech. Now, one of the things that we'll get back to is disposal, so we'll talk about that. Now, to give a nice little spiel from one of my vendors out there, who's also the sponsor of the show, Datto, I had an incident this week,
Okay.
or last week. I don't know if I told you guys about this. It's
Not
kinda
yet. We're
one of
about to hear it.
Yeah, of course. It's one of the reasons that I've kind of been flaky with you guys since you've been in town, Steve. Steve lives in Texas normally. We had a server crash.
Okay.
It was 2 years old. I took it over from another IT firm. Didn't look at it, didn't pay attention. The only server they have, runs everything in this hospital.
Wow.
Completely crashed. Right now, it's going to take over 2 weeks to get a new server to replace it. Yeah. And with the Datto device that I installed, I was able to bring up a virtual image of their server in less than 30 seconds.
Awesome.
Or, sorry, less than 30 minutes. I wish it was 30 seconds.
Yeah.
That would be amazing.
Not quite that good, but you're good.
Not that-
Superhero.
Yeah, right? Well, they are superheroes. They are running faster now than they were with their old server on my backup
Wow.
And on the VM server.
on a VM server.
Wow.
So, but we are going on break, so it was great talking with both of you. We'll talk more after the break, and thank you guys for being on.
Thanks.
In Northern Nevada, there's a one-of-a-kind home that provides temporary overnight lodging when veterans or family members are receiving medical care in the Reno area, some from hundreds of miles away. Too often, overnight accommodations are a financial and logistical challenge. Stephanie Tanksley and her husband are veterans who come for treatment from Bishop, California.
We were lucky enough to be connected to the guest house so that I could stay for 10 nights when my husband was in the hospital. So I was able to visit him every day. It was just a blessing.
Veterans Guest House is privately supported by individual and community donations from people like you who recognize our responsibility to support our heroes. And no government money is received for day-to-day operation of the house.
Please support this organization. The Veterans Guest House is an amazing resource for veterans. Supporting this organization is one of the best ways that you can donate your time and your money just to help our veterans and their families.
Find out how you can help at veteransguesthouse.org.
1 in 3 adults in America have prediabetes, but most don't know it. To let people know it can be reversed before it becomes type 2 diabetes, professional basketball player Julius Randle is doing everything in reverse.
I'm only dunking with reverse windmills. I drove the whole way to practice in reverse. I don't recommend it. This move's called the reverse shuffle. I do recommend it. And it took me months to learn how to speak in reverse, like this. Here's 10 almost for diabetes type 2 with living Ben has mom my. In other words, my mom has been living with type 2 diabetes for almost 10 years. So together, we want to say to the 84 million Americans at risk, exercise and healthy eating can help reverse prediabetes. Start by taking a simple 1-minute risk test at doihaveprediabetes.org.
Brought to you by the Ad Council and its prediabetes awareness partners.
Bet he can't say that in reverse.
I'm Andrew Saul, Commissioner of Social Security. I'm here to warn you about telephone scammers pretending to be government employees. Some of these scammers may say threatening things like you will be arrested if you don't make payments or provide personal information. Do not fall for these tricks. These calls are not from us. Real Social Security employees will never threaten you for information or money. If you receive a call like this, hang up. Never give the caller your personal information, like your Social Security number or bank account, or send money in any form, cash, gift cards, wire transfers, or prepaid debit cards. Report the call to our law enforcement arm, the Office of the Inspector General, at oig.ssa.gov. Share this information with your friends and family.
Getting to know you.
Let me tell you about America Matters with Eddie Floyd. It comes on every Monday at noon. Don't want you to miss it. That's America Matters with Eddie Floyd.
Welcome back to Geek Speak, sponsored by Datto. Datto is the world's leading provider of cloud-based software and security solutions, purpose-built for delivery by managed service providers. Datto solutions defend against costly downtime and data loss in servers, virtual machines, cloud applications, or anywhere data resides. This is Kenny McCormick, and thanks for listening. Hey everyone, welcome back. I have Steve Sikora and Kathy Luttrell with me. So thank you guys for showing up today.
You're welcome.
Thank you for having us.
Oh, no worries. I enjoy your guys' company. You know that. And if I didn't, I'd pretend because you're also customers. No. No. Actually, I like hanging out with you guys. You're kind of fun.
Mostly.
Let us know when we get all the way fun.
Okay, perfect. We'll do. Let's do it while we play some Xbox or something. Anyways.
Yes.
So we're going to talk about Destructech today.
Excellent.
Oh, lift your mic.
Oh, my mic. Okay, here we go.
All right, so we're going to be talking about Destructech. Steve, tell us about Destructech and what it does.
So Destructech is a secure shredding service. So what we do is we securely shred hard drives, cell phones, internet hubs, just you name it, we shred it. We've also gotten into doing some other odd shredding as well, including some unwanted merchandise or merchandise that has come in that needs to be destroyed because it didn't make it across the borders correctly.
Right.
That was not fun.
Hey, we're there for whoever needs us to
Right.
shred some stuff for them.
Definitely. And how did we, well, I'm saying we because, as I said, it is our company. How did we come up with Destructech?
So yeah, there's a point. I mentioned earlier that I've got another business in town, which is Sport Clips. I'm a Sport Clips franchisee out at the Legends Outlets store, and I had an old credit card terminal or two that I was instructed I need to get securely destroyed. I was looking around, I couldn't find anybody that did it to the specifications that I wanted to get it done, which is to get the certificate of destruction and to get it done basically to National Security Agency specifications. So Kenny and I, we talked and we said, hey, you know what, here's a business idea. Here's something that we can do, and we can do it right for everybody here in the Reno Sparks area.
Definitely. If I remember right, that we were in the process of actually having a class when you brought the question up.
Yes.
So that was kind of, I was teaching cybersecurity insurance, I believe, with
something like, yeah, cybersecurity insurance. That was it.
I can't remember. I teach so many random things out there, but yeah, and you had brought it up, and I was like, I got buckets full of, or cases full of hard drives from old computers because I didn't know what to do with them back then either.
And everybody at home has that junk drawer that's full of old cell phones that they don't know what to do with, or in the garage or in the basement, a corner where they're dedicated to old computers that they just don't want to know what to do with, but they know that there's data on there that they don't want getting out into the public.
That's right.
So they just store them.
Yes.
But we're the solution that can help you guys get rid of all that junk.
Yeah.
Right. We call it electronic graveyards that are out there. We're here to help with those.
Perfect.
Yes.
And Kathy,
Yes.
what makes Destructech different than other companies?
Well, I'd like to think that we offer a service called a chain of custody. So as soon as one of us go and pick up the electronics that need to be destroyed securely and safely, they sign off to us as soon as it comes into our custody. At that point, they are no longer liable. We are. And that's something that I'm not sure the other companies have in their arsenal, and we do. And after everything is securely destroyed, they receive a certificate of destruction.
I know that many other companies in town hand a COD out, or a certificate of destruction.
Right.
I'm so horrible at acronyms. It's like my life that I do apologize. But why do we need the COC versus the COD? Oh, you said that. We separate. But, I mean, well, let me just answer my question in my head. Thank you. That was a brain fart. So, looking at an article that I pulled up right before I got in the studio today, the price of mishandling customer data is about $1,000 for every affected customer in the event of the breach. And I know as Celtic, we're looking at $250,000 just in that.
Yeah.
And that to me is not acceptable.
And if you think about it, be it medical devices or things like that, how many customers, how many patients are, on somebody's hard drive? How many times do people actually just save their Excel spreadsheets with all this customer information onto their hard drive instead of putting it out into the cloud where it should be, where we can take care of it more easily? When you have that happen, your data is at risk. And one of the things that's also important about the COD and the certificate of destruction is that just getting a certificate of destruction doesn't release you of liability. So what we do is we have insurance, and this is kind of part of the piece that we're differentiated with, right? Is that when we take custody of that hard drive, it's now our insurance if there's a breach against that from the point that we take custody of that. So when we give you a certificate of destruction through our company, it's insured because we took the risk on for everybody and for our customers. So that's one of the key things also that differentiates us.
As we were talking during the break about our beautiful storage rooms smoking because of a server crashing, Celtic Fish and Destructech do
We share an office.
Yeah, we share an office. Trying to sound fancy and
Coexist.
Coexist. Yes, that'll work. We coexist inside the same office.
Yes.
Our office storage room is ridiculously secure. I mean, you can't even pop a tile in our office without setting off an alarm. So, I mean, there is a lot of precautions that we put in.
Yep.
Yes.
So,
and we have some high stake accounts in the area, and they trust us. They've worked with us for a while now, and you know, there's a high trust level there, which needs to be there.
For sure.
And we provide that.
Good. And then, what kind of like equipment do we want to talk about here?
Well, we've got some big old shredders, and we like to name the shredders too, right?
Yes.
Because the first shredder that we got that does the hard drives, you can even see it on our Facebook site at Destructech on Facebook. We do a little bit of shred a month where you see us shred a couple of fun little things on there, but its name is Cookie Monster. First shredder we got is Cookie Monster, and the craziest thing that I think Cookie Monster has eaten is a Dark Lord of the Sith. So we put Kylo Ren through the shredder one day, and you can see that out on our Facebook site.
Yeah, I would say John Cena is my favorite one.
You like John Cena better?
Yeah, I did.
Okay. Oh yeah! For those of you who are Oakland Raiders fans, we did put a Denver Broncos football through it too, so you can appreciate that.
Ooh, nobody told me about that.
But the other device, or the other shredder that we have is that we use to do the high volume, lower density things. We call Dr. Teeth. So Dr. Teeth has chewed through quite a bit of merchandise, as well as it kind of acts as a default paper shredder. We don't do a lot of that, but you know, if you need us to do it, we can. But yeah, that's kind of what we do. Dr. Teeth and Cookie Monster get full bellies.
There you go.
Sandman's pretty cool.
Sandman's pretty cool too.
Yeah, it shreds our cell phones and solid state drives down to 2 millimeters.
Yep.
Yes.
So, and the thing that is definitely the most important is the degausers.
Yes.
Yes.
So what's a degauser, Kenny?
Yes. Can you explain that?
Oh, you're going to send it on
wait.
me.
You're doing the interview, right?
I'm doing the interview. Don't get this backwards
We'll
here.
pass this to Steve.
Yes, Steve. So what is a degauser?
So a degauser basically hits the hard drives with a huge EMP, electromagnetic pulse, to completely wipe the drive clean. So when we go through the process of shredding a hard drive, we hit it first with the EMP. Or the degauser, and then we put it through the shredder. So it shreds it down to about 1.5 inches. These hard drives. So they're completely destroyed. I think, Ken, you probably remember back in the old days before the degausers were the thing. To completely wipe a hard drive to NSA standards, you had to reformat the drive 7 times.
Wow.
And so now we just drop it into the degauser. 15 seconds, it's done and completely wiped. And then we throw it right into Cookie Monster.
And Steve, a lot of people don't realize there's so much personal data on our cell phones that we carry around with us all the time, and a lot of people are offered money for their cell phones, and they'll turn them over to very insecure places and even sell them for $50 rebate on a new phone. Did you want to talk on that just a little bit?
I mean, you've got your biometrics on those now, right? You're getting thumbprints, you're getting facial recognition. Who knows what else? Stored passwords, all that stuff, and the right hackers can still get to that data even after you remove some of the key pieces out of it.
That's right.
Yeah, I remember when we first started talking about this, I ended up getting a refurbished phone from my carrier. I won't say who they are. They're an amazing company. But I don't know if you remember me sticking on the data recovery machine.
I do.
And I was able to pull up old text messages, old emails, banking information, and all of that from my carrier who refurbished a device. So, I mean,
if you want to make sure that your data is gone and destroyed, we're the place to help you guys out.
And then really simple. How do we get a hold of you guys or us or all of us? Or...
You can go out to destructtech.com. We have a contact page right there, and if you put an email into or fill out the contact form, we'll have Kathy give you a call back and start working with you. And we love to service our customers and make sure that we're taking care of them. And the most important thing, obviously, to us is the security piece. That's why where we stand apart also is the secure shredding piece. And that's why we don't do a lot of paper. We do a lot of the hard drives, the electronics. We deal with the electronic data side more than the documents.
And then, just because it's spelled a little on the weird side, could you spell that for me?
Absolutely. It is DESTRUCTECH. Did I get it?
I don't know. Spell it again.
That's destruct. So DESTRUCTECH. So it's like destroy tech. Destruct or destruction of technology.
.com.
Yes.
You got to say it right. .com.
.com.
All right. Yes. No. You're asking the guy who misspelled it the first time I bought the domain. So don't. No.
You didn't win the spelling bee this time.
I never win the spelling bee. You need spell check when it comes to Kenny.
So Kenny, we're local. We go up into Lake Tahoe, into some other states. Truckee.
You can get out to Fernley. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, so we're trying to expand where we go, but we're happy to service anybody who wants to give us a call. We'll let you know if we can help you out.
All right, and we are willing to travel.
Yep.
Yes.
And
international as well.
Oh, we are?
Oh yeah, I forgot to. I was going to get to that.
Is this something you guys talked about without me?
Yeah. This is a meeting on the side.
Yeah, let's have a meeting on the side on that one.
All right.
Offline.
Steve, Kathy, thank you for showing up on Geek Speak.
Going to the Caribbean.
All right, sounds good.
Listening.
Thanks for being on the show.
Thank you, Kenny.
This is Kenny McCormick, CEO of Celtic Fish, connecting our community one network at a time. Listen locally to Geek Speak on 1060 AM KFOY or on the web at americamatters.us.
USA Radio News with Tim Berg.
President Biden has landed in Europe as part of his first trip overseas as president. Biden taking part in both the G7 and NATO summits, along with the U.S.-EU summit. The president also with a message for soldiers stationed in the UK.
There's nothing that Jill and I enjoy more than spending time with our troops and their families wherever we go in the world. I had the great honor of being in and out of Afghanistan and Iraq well over 27, 28 times. I think Jill's the only second lady in American history that's gone into a war zone, into Baghdad with me as well.
A report from the Inspector General shows police did not clear a crowd of Black Lives Matter protesters for former President Trump last summer. The Interior Department IG saying they cleared the protesters because they turned violent. You're listening to USA Radio News.
It may be the biggest cover-up of our time. Was the coronavirus created in a lab? And did the Chinese government hide the truth? Now, Steve Cortez and Jen Pellegrino give you the shocking truth on their hit Newsmax show, Cortez and Pellegrino. Newsmax is already the fourth largest cable news channel in America. And all this week, Cortez and Pellegrino tell you the real story about the coronavirus the big media won't tell you. More than 30 million Americans watch Newsmax, now on all major cable systems. If your cable company doesn't carry Newsmax, call them. Tell them you want Newsmax, or you can switch. Plus, find Newsmax for free on your smart TV, Roku, Pluto, Zumo, or more. And remember, you can download the free Newsmax app on your smartphone and start watching now. Join millions of Americans turning off the old cable news and going to Newsmax for real news they can trust. Check Newsmax out today.
The following is an America Matters Media production. The views expressed do not necessarily represent those of the station or its advertisers, although we think they should. But that's the opinion of America Matters Media.
This is my resurrection song. This is my hallelujah come. This is why it's to you I run. There's no space that his love can reach. There's no place where we can find peace. There's no end to amazing grace. I am holding on to you. I am. I am holding on to you. I am holding on to you. In the middle of the storm, I am holding on. I am holding on to you. I am holding on to you. In the middle of the storm, I am holding on. This is my resurrection song. This is my hallelujah come. This is why it's to you I run. There's no space that his love can reach. There's no place where we can find peace. There's no end to amazing grace. I am holding on to you.
Well, hey, that song means another show for Grace. And good afternoon, and hoping all